name is Jeannie, and for today, this is the week 5 of the magnetic alignment towards the achievement of our goals. So, this is going to be a short and sweet session as well. So, the topic for today is resistance. So, anytime we have a goal, it's very common that we will encounter resistance. It is just part of the creative process, it's part of the manifestation process, it's part of the goal setting process because you're going to be trying to achieve a goal which you haven't really achieved yet. So you will always have some resistance, some doubts, just because your conscious mind hasn't been there yet. And also, your unconscious mind hasn't been there yet as well. So, what we're going to be doing is we're going to use the 4 keys to remove resistance and doubt. And so, we're going to touch on the 4 keys briefly. So, what are the 4 keys to those people that are new to this? It's clarity, clearing, subconscious reprogramming, and aligned action. So, when you have a goal, you first have to be clear what you want. And by clarity, it's really specific, but not too specific. Let's say you want to be the top in your sales quota, if that is your goal. So you have to define what it is. You know, you have to be clear. What is it exactly? What's the range or amount of your quota? And what is it that you envision for your life, and what is your purpose for doing that? Is it because you want stability? Is it because you just want, like, recognition? So whatever your purpose for doing that, you have to also be clear. Let's say, for example, for me, when I started in America, so a few years ago, several years ago, I had no credit. So it was kind of hard to get a car because, like, literally I did not exist in the system. But then when I was really clear on what I wanted, because I used to live in New York, New Jersey area, so you don't really need a car there, but I just wanted a car. So you can take the bus, you can take the subway. It's very convenient. There's always buses every like 15 minutes. So really, you didn't need it. But I, like, I was just clear, like, you know what? I want convenience. I don't want to wait for the bus, and I want to, go like long distances. And so I did, like, I was clear about what I wanted. It was so strange because I didn't know how I was going to get there. But that doesn't really matter because the subconscious mind, once you are clear about what you want, it will just lead you to the right action and the right steps. So I was just clear. I wanted a new car. I wanted it to be brand new because I wanted reliability. And I didn't think about, like, the credit and like who was going to be, helping me out. So I really just honed in on I want reliability, and then I wanted convenience it. And reliability, so I wanted brand new, and convenience, so I can go anywhere. And my intention really was to go long distance. So it's so funny because, like, I drive right now, like, there's thousands of miles in my car because I really wanted to travel long distance, and which I did eventually. And I did get it, and it was just, it lined up because I was very clear. So it could be other goals that you want, and this is just an example. So be clear on what you want, exactly what you want. And I did specify as well, like, you know what, I kind of like the color blue, so it's going to be blue. And when I went to the um what do you call that, the the car salesman, like the distributor of the car, I was like, I saw the car in the lot, like it was there. It was blue, so I got that one. So the thing is, you have to be clear, what is it that you choose? What is it that you desire? And usually the four keys, we use it on really the big goals that you have, that you will definitely need clearing for it, just because like it's a big goal and it's you've never achieved it before. It's something you've never done. And we use the four keys. So we use like the highest like uh clearing tool. So clarity, and then we're gonna touch on clearing. So there's many clearing tools. So I'm gonna use two today. So the first one I learned from one of my hypnosis mentors, David Snyder. So he told us about this, and we will briefly use this process as well. And then there's the magnetic free code, which is by Chris Duncan's work, based off on Colette Stryker's work, basically working with a higher level of mind, a level of mind that we rarely use, except maybe when in prayer or in altered states. But it's really easy to get into this state of a higher consciousness, higher level of mind. We call it the superconscious, which is above really the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. So it kind of oversees everything, and we are connected to our higher consciousnesses are connected to each other. And even if you don't believe that, I mean, I'm pretty sure you've been in situations where you were talking about someone and then they just came in, or like literally this happened in real life. So I have a friend, and she kept talking about her mom. And then, like 5 minutes into the conversation, her mom actually calls her, out of the blue. And she rarely like calls, like I think for she was missing for like several months or something. And then at that moment she was like complaining about her mom, and then her mom popped up, so because we are connected to that field, we call it coincidences. We think of something and then something pops up. So that it involves like a higher level of our consciousness, which we all have access to. It's just that it needs specific commands, and we just need to really get into that higher state. And so I'm going to use those two clearing tools by those two mentors that I have. And then there's subconscious reprogramming. So subconscious reprogramming is basically, our subconscious mind is very strong. It is actually the one that controls our autonomic processes, the breathing, it controls our circulatory system, our digestive system. It really controls everything. The thing about subconscious mind is it is reprogrammable, but up to a certain point. And usually we're more programmable, up to the age of 3 or 4 years old, usually around four. And some say even 7 years old, up to 7 years old, we're very malleable. We our personalities are formed at that time, but it's really around 3 or 4 when we develop our personalities. We develop our sense of, yeah, I like this, I don't like this. And then the family programming comes into play as well. So really what we want to do is we want to reprogram our subconscious mind to work for us rather than against us. And the subconscious mind, it speaks a specific language. It works, the language that it speaks through is through emotions or feelings. And it actually also, if you're going to use your subconscious mind for goal setting, it prefers that you tell it where exactly that you want it to go, like the end image, what is your end result, your end desire. I just call it end image because it's usually like a vision of what you desire, as if you've already accomplished it. And you need to impress upon the subconscious mind. So there's always like the repetition, and just really like gently reminding the subconscious mind to work in the direction of your goal. Sometimes you don't really need to do it, the visualization every day. Um, Once it's impressed on the mind, like it usually just goes there. But most of the time, because we have resistance and like, in the form of procrastination, not taking action, or just basically self-sabotage, sometimes you need to gently like guide the subconscious mind. So everybody has a subconscious mind, of course. It's what we use when we're driving. Like, for example, when we're learning how to drive, or you're learning a new skill, first it is in your conscious mind. So basically, you really have to think about it, think about the procedure, but eventually it becomes automatic. So sometimes you drive and you don't even think about it, like, oh, okay, I'm driving right now. So because it's been programmed into that. And there's specific times that the subconscious mind can be um, more reprogrammable, usually the before we go to sleep and immediately after we wake up, and also during sleep. Some people listen to 8-hour loops, when they're sleeping, for reprogramming their subconscious mind. And then usually there's also, some people say that it's good to impress upon it for 21 days using visualization. And I'm a student of Neville Goddard as well. I love his work about the subconscious mind. And if you can pick the book up, it's like over 100 years old. It's Feeling is the Secret. It tells you that the subconscious mind is more, um, what you can impress upon your subconscious mind to work on your end image or end result by emotion or feeling, evoking a feeling of having already achieved what you want to achieve. So again, you go back to subconscious mind wants the end result, the end image, and what is it actually that you desire, and it wants you to start from you know the end. So begin with the end in mind. So but that's only one aspect. The third, that's only a third aspect of the four keys. Definitely all four keys work together. And what is the fourth key? It is aligned action. So what is aligned action? So aligned action is taking action that is in alignment with your goals. So usually you do two or three. um, it's an action that it's the most obvious action, and you don't even like, you use your conscious mind for that as well. So this is where the conscious mind comes in as well. So um the other three keys. So the clarity, of course, you use your conscious mind, it's choice. So this one, aligned action, also uses the conscious mind as well. So, what are the two or three obvious steps that you need to take that will have a huge impact on your goal? So, let's say you really want to have or build endurance. So, of course, when you say build endurance, maybe through exercise, maybe you do marathons or something like that. But if that is your end result and you're not taking action, let's say you're not training, you're not really moving, you're just like sleeping all day, of course, that is not aligned action towards your goal. So definitely the subconscious mind also is looking for you to take action as well. It's called momentum. When like when you start doing something, like you actually like wind the momentum and you just go forward. And you definitely have to help yourself as well, because we live in a physical plane, physical reality. So we need to use our physical body as well. So once you are clear, so clarity of what you want, and then you get cleared using various tools. You might even remove like emotions as well. And then subconscious reprogramming, you reprogram your subconscious mind to work for you rather than against you. Sometimes the aligned action becomes more easier. I'm not saying that you're not going to do the two or three action steps that you need to take. You still need to take them. It's more easy. So the thing about in my case, like, let's say, I wanted a new car. Of course, you go ask a car salesman, like, what do you have in your like lot, Um, you have to take the action, or you go to the internet and like uh compare prices and stuff like that. And then you have to really make sure you save up for the down payment and the monthly payments as well. So you are taking aligned action. So let's say you procrastinate, and then you go on the internet all day. You're not really working on your goals, so that is not aligned action. So that's why all four keys are really important: clarity, clearing, subconscious reprogramming, and aligned action. So now we're going to start with the first key. So I just touched up on that, like it's really long introduction. So clarity, what is it that you want? What is it that you want right now? Think about your goal. Be clear on what you want. So be specific, but not be too specific. What I mean by that is, like have a range possibly, but don't be too specific, like, oh, this is like the only way that I can get to that result. So what is your goal right now? Is it related to relationships? Is it related to money or career? Is it related to your business? Is it related to other things? Is it related to health? So the thing about using the four keys, you use it for your bigger goals if you're doing well. And we had like, if you can review on the first week, building a better 2023, we actually like determined, and you can look it up, review how you were able to determine which area really that you need to work on, or you feel that you're not there yet, because the four keys work better if you work for that big goal, and it's one big goal at a time. So it's not like, oh, I'm going to do this, do that, do that. So of course I'm saying you're not going to ignore the other stuff, your health or something. But if you're doing well with that, you can focus on something that has been on your mind, that's like a really big goal, and you haven't really even taken action yet. So this episode, week 5, will really work on getting you there. So what is your choice? What is your end image? So if you can think about like, okay, this is what I want, and imagine as if you're already there. Like, what do you see? So we have someone from last week on the call. She wanted to be the top sales, like she wanted to reach that top sales um, quota. And so, this is just suggested in an example. So in her case, I told her, visualize being on the podium, being on the stage, receiving your award for being the highest, seller in your in your field, um, receiving that award. So it's specific, but not too specific. Um, like don't imagine like it has to be Saturday or something, or it has to be Thursday. But you can just be like specific, but not be too specific. Like, okay, so what are you wearing on the stage? For example, who are you surrounded with? Like, do you hear anything? So use your 5 senses. And then also, what will you feel? So just remember that. So now, as you are evoking the your choice, this is what I choose. Ask yourself, because you will feel resistance. This is a definite, like this is normal. So resistance is actually normal. Just because your unconscious and your conscious mind has not been there yet, and it's like conscious mind starts saying like, oh my god, like how do I get here? So now you're overwhelmed, you're like maybe panicking, anxious. And then the subconscious mind also has not been there too. So how can tell your subconscious mind like, hey, this is what I want, this is where I want to get at. but you're not there yet. So, of course, there will be some resistances. And also, your beliefs will also be blocking you as well, because it's like, oh, I don't think that it's possible. Your subconscious mind will be like that voice in your head that will tell you that's not possible. We've never been there before, you know? So, the next question to ask, why aren't you there yet? So, and you can also write down, yeah, because unconscious and subconscious mind has, there's resistance. It hasn't achieved that goal yet. It's something new. I have fears. So you can say fears, anxiety, you feel panicky. So what do you think is blocking you? And you can think about like specific beliefs. What is blocking you? Like you're not worthy? Do you feel not worthy? Do you feel like it's impossible? You feel that it's just like whatever belief that you have regarding the goal. And have you actually tried taking action? Ask yourself, have you tried everything? Because some people take massive action, but they're still like getting like 1% result. I used to be like that before. I was like taking super massive action, and then I'm like just getting, maybe I was like doing 99% action and then 1% result. And have you tried everything like humanly possible already? Did you bend over backwards and still not there? And it's okay. And if you're one of those people that are not taking action because you freeze, there's people like this. Why aren't you taking action? Ask yourself, why aren't you taking action? Is it fear that's stopping you? Is it guilt and shame? Is it judgment from other people? So it could be many different things. Whatever first pops in your head. And yeah, usually I digress. So you have to have a piece of paper so you can pause this recording. Always have a piece of paper during these coaching calls. Uh, where do you feel the resistance in your body? Where is it? Is it in your back? Is it on top of your head? Because David Snyder, he was one of my mentors. He's the guy that certified me for hypnosis. He said, our body actually stores emotions. It actually stores information. So that's why, when you have like back pains, that could be not literally like a physical thing, it could be emotional manifestation of something. We do store information in our body. So where do you feel the resistance in your body? And then right now we're using his technique. So let's say you feel it in your back. So breathe into it. What is the color? If you don't see a color, it's okay. Is it light? Does it feel light or heavy? Does it have any texture to it? Any smell? Anything? Maybe an image comes to mind as well. So just focus on that part of your body where you feel you're storing the resistance, you know. So think about your goal right now. Think about where you feel the heaviness in your body, where the resistance lies. Keep breathing and watch as it turns into different, something different. Maybe a different color, different feel, different weight, because now you're observing it and now it's starting to change. Okay, watch as the resistance slowly changes and shifts. Maybe it starts clearing away. Okay, so breathe in and breathe out. So do you notice any difference? Did the resistance actually go away? And if you feel there's more resistances, we're going to do a different process. It's called the Recode process by Chris Duncan, where it's based on Colette Stryker's work. She was psychotherapist. She's a psychotherapist anyway. And so this part of the recording is only accessible to the people that have paid, but so this part, if you are watching this on YouTube, this part will not be included. And then we're going to start the recode process now. So you're going to close your eyes. We're going to recode, do the magnetic recode for decreasing resistance to taking action. And so now, anyone who is joining this recording later, do you allow me to connect to your subconscious mind? Just say briefly in the affirmative. Choose to get the most out of it and close your eyes. And I will be connecting to the field of the group. Even if this is a recording, it will still be valid because the superconscious is timeless. So to those that are new to the this process, the magnetic recode just works with a higher level of mind, which is the superconscious. Superconscious is the one that is connected to the field of infinite possibilities. It's connected to other people's fields. It's where, you know, it sees everything from birth, even before birth, 7 generations before. It's the connection to our ancestors. It sees everything. It sees our this lifetime. It oversees everything. It is above the conscious and the subconscious mind. It knows exactly where you are stuck. And for this process, and you can keep repeating this, for any resistances that may pop up. So it knows exactly what to work on, which aspect it needs to work on. Maybe it's an aspect of your personality, maybe it's memories, maybe it's beliefs. It knows exactly what to work on. That's preventing you from achieving your goal. So think about your goal right now while we invoke the superconscious. Superconscious, are you there? Treat all the chakras. Treat the heart chakra, the front and back chakra. Treat the solar plexus chakra, the basic chakra, the sex chakra, the throat, the crown, the brow chakra, Ajna chakra, the navel. Treat all the chakra systems. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Superconscious, please treat all the body systems related to the areas that are affected. Do a massive change history as needed. Superconscious, I want you to treat the definitions. Treat the definitions of how we define ourselves, how we define others and the world. Treat all those definitions and treat all those beliefs that's blocking. Just think about the 2 or 3 things that need to be done. The 2 or 3 most important things that you really need to do. What actions do you need to take in order to get to your end result? So open your eyes, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. And you can write down your observation. Write down your observation. So do you feel light? Do you feel lighter? Do you feel that a burden has been lifted? Just observe yourself for the next few days as well. And if you feel that you're still not taking action, please do this part of the recording again and again and again until the resistance falls away. Okay, so that was the superconscious recode. If you are just watching this, for the first time, because this is being recorded, so that's how the superconscious recode works. Superconscious recode actually is a process that was developed by Colette Stryker and Gary Flint, and Chris Duncan uses this for his magnetic recode instead of doing it for psychotherapy causes, or like he uses it for goal setting. And it's just one of the many tools. And again, it does help. But again, of course, taking action will help. That's the most important thing, actually, taking aligned action. So this is just one of the 4 keys. This is a second key, removing resistances or clearing what gets in the way. But this is definitely, not like the solution to your problem. It helps a bit. So just imagine of the superconscious recode process as your, let's say you're in a river and your end result is across the river. You have to, along the river, but there's like a huge boulder or blocks, obstacles along the way. So the superconscious magnetic recode is just shifting that block, removing maybe a little, maybe a lot. It really depends. Okay. So, and usually I ask, like, before you start the process, what is your resistance level? And now, how do you feel? So, if you're going to do this again, so before you begin, like, feel like, what is the resistance level like from 0 to 10, with 10 being most severe, 5 being moderate, 0, of course, 0. So, but because we also did another clearing process before that, I'm pretty sure the resistance is low, but I'm pretty sure if you still have like out of like a 10, you still have like a level 3 resistance to this part of the recording again, and it will help you take massive action. So now we're going to go to the subconscious reprogramming part. And we sort of like did it in a way, but this is just more the lecture part. So as I said, the subconscious mind really works more on impressing upon it and images, the end result. What is it that you want? What is it that you desire? So the next few days, just also, before you wake up and before you go to sleep, and maybe if you have a ritual, you do meditation in front of, when you're meditating, think about your end goal as well. Like, feel as if you're already in that moment. What emotions do you feel? Because we have to impress upon our subconscious mind to work for us rather than against us, because we have so many distractions. There's Facebook, there's social media. You can get busy with work, which is not really like, especially chores. I'm guilty of that. I have chores, and like, most of the time, like, I'm not really most of the time. Sometimes, like, I'm not really working on the goal anymore. Like, I'm like focusing on the chores. So definitely, if chores are necessary, but you can also use that time to reprogram your subconscious mind. And if you are not yet subscribed to my, what you call that, my Mystic Genie 88 at TikTok, I do talk about like Bingston method. I use that method because it's very convenient. You're visualizing 20 end images or end results while you're doing something else. That's why I like it. Or, even if you're doing chores, if you have like if you're using subconscious recordings, like looping your affirmations, and then you can also listen to that. Or while you're doing your chores, maybe you can do the affirmations as well. The affirmations, they work well for other people. But you can choose to do that as well, while you're doing your chores, because chores are like mindless. You're not really doing anything. You can incorporate that. As for me, when I'm doing my chores, I always listen to like lectures on YouTube or listen to an audiobook. So I'm more productive that way. I'm learning, you know, and so you're like maximizing your time as well. And I do this all the time, when I'm going to work. Sometimes my commute is long, sometimes not. I'm already listening to a lecture. I'm working on my certification. I'm listening to a bunch of stuff. And then instead of just thinking about nothing, and sometimes I do the Bingston method, which is like cycling through. I mean, it's safe because like it just really flashes, of your end results. So the Bingston method, that will be like a long lecture. So if you have TikTok at Mystic Genie 88, I do talk about it extensively, and there's like a video. I might try to find that video and post it on YouTube, just so that people will really know what I'm talking about, because it's that one is like another, that's like several videos. So, and this one is just, coaching for resistance. So subconscious reprogramming. Okay. And maybe you're after this one, you're gonna make like a vision board. So the vision board really works. The way you can like make it work is by actually anchoring a feeling as well. When you look at that that vision board, you have to anchor it with the right emotion. So like this is how it feels like to be in that, to have these. But definitely the vision board, if you don't know how to discipline yourself as well, when you look at your vision board and you feel like, oh no, like I'm not there yet, or if you feel bad about yourself, definitely maybe the vision board is not right for you, but you can make it right for you if provided, like when you look at it, you evoke the feeling as if you're already there, you've already had it. But most of the time, people, when they look at their vision board, they see like, oh no, I'm not there yet. And that's okay. And that's part of clarity actually as well. Like being clear on what you want is, where are you in relation to your goal? So maybe when you're doing the vision boards, and you're looking at your vision board and you feel like, oh no, I'm not there yet. And then just gently remind yourself, maybe have an affirmation like, I'm on my, not really on my way, but um, maybe like affirm more that yes, that's happening, that's already happening, I'm in the process of having that happen. And or just gently reminding yourself that that is the end result, that is my end result. So definitely don't use the vision board if you feel bad, about not being there yet. But if you can just gently remind yourself that, you know what, I'm in the process of, and that is my end result. And also, so I really recommend Neville Goddard's work, Feeling is the Key, and his other works as well. It's really enlightening about how the subconscious mind works. Again, that's just the third aspect, of the four keys. Subconscious reprogramming is just another aspect that's really important as well, but it really has to work with the other four keys. So number four is aligned action. So aligned action, what is aligned action? I think I've mentioned it earlier. It means taking the top two or three actions that will have a massive effect on your goal. Let's say sales call, like or if you're into sales, you have a particular quota. Definitely, is getting on Facebook or like chatting or like doing idle things, being idle, being lazy. Do you think that's going to get you to your goal? Of course not. So taking aligned action is taking action towards your goal, looking at the 20% that has an 80% impact on your goal. As for me, it's always going to be, because I'm a writer, it's always going to be marketing and writing. There's like, they're just the top two, and everything else that I do, you know, even if maybe I'm taking a course in marketing books and stuff, it's still related to the top two action steps I need to take. I always, as a writer, will have to write a book. Always, you can't be a writer without writing a book, and always marketing the book, because even if you have a book, if you're not marketing the book, no one's going to see the book. And that's where I also have done the subconscious reprogramming and the magnetic recode as well, like to clear resistance, because we still have resistance. And as I said, as I mentioned, the your conscious mind has not reached your, has not like in its head, and it's the conscious mind is like, oh, I haven't been there before, like I'm kind of afraid. And the unconscious mind is also like, what beliefs do we have that's supporting this? No, it's like not going to calculate. But if you impress upon the subconscious mind, like, this is my end result, this is what I want, And then now you're impressing upon the subconscious mind to work for you rather than against you. So I suggest you have a planner. So every coaching session always have a planner. So at the on this week, in this week, where what are you going to be doing? You know, this week, what is it that maybe starting Monday, starting tomorrow, what is it that you're going to be doing? Plot it out, the top 2 or 3 action steps that you need to take. So, do you take that action later today? Do you take it on a Monday? So, you have to plot it in your calendar as well, just to make it more, just so you're acting on it. And also, part of aligned action is also reviewing what happened, like how far are you in relation to your goal? And if you can review your previous week, how well did you do? And I have an action planner actually. It's part of the 4 Keys course. You can check it out at stand.store/Mystic Genie 88. I'll put it in the show notes below. So if you're listening to this on my podcast, so all the information is going to be there. I'm going to put it in the show notes. If you are watching this on YouTube, and so the information is also going to be in the show notes, and on YouTube, it's not going to be, especially on my podcast as well. They're not going to be the full session. It's going to be like, we're going to skip like the super conscious recode process because that's the thing that people pay for. So the action planner is actually, it has my secret sauce, and I might also be discussing that in one of my future videos about like how the action planner actually works. It has a secret sauce there that really works, and I love it. Okay, so that's it for the 4 keys. We were able to touch on the 4 keys: clarity, clearing, subconscious reprogramming, and aligned action. Thank you very much for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe and like, because what happens is it actually helps other people to find this work, so that this helps them. And then if you're listening to the podcast, listen to my other episodes as well. And yeah, do check out at Mystic Genie 88 on TikTok, and check out my store, stan.store, STORE / Mystic Genie, GENIE 88, Mystic Genie. So Mystic, MYSTIC, Genie, GENIE 88, Mystic Genie. So stan.store / Mystic Genie 88. So yeah, hopefully this has been enlightening, and hopefully you've been cleared. And just let me know. You can write me at homeofgenie@gmail.com if you've had encountered any shifts or changes. And do repeat the process, the superconscious process, um, so that it will remove your resistance from a certain amount to a 0, and then you start really taking action. Start the ball rolling. Okay, let's keep the momentum going, and thank you very much for watching.